Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Kate Valentina and I am the author of The Tide Always Comes Back, a young adult sweeping romance that I'm hoping to publish in spring/summer 2026. This year I've started documenting the journey right here on my channel. I also have a newsletter that you can sign up to, it'll be in the link in the description. But recently I printed out the third draft of my novel and I have it right here. I have it actually. I'm not going to show it to you. I'm not going to show it to you just yet because I want you to see my live reaction before you get to see it yourself. I also sent this draft to a few beta readers, so I also got a lot of feedback from it. In previous videos, I've been kind of reflecting on that beta reader feedback and how I'm going to use that to finish writing the novel this year and self-publish it next year. But I wanted to react to some of my beta reader feedback for you guys. I kept telling myself I want to wait until I can film so you can see my live reaction, but I literally couldn't wait. Like, I couldn't bring myself to wait. Like, as soon as I got the feedback, I was like, let me open it, give it to me, give it to me. So without further ado, here's a footage of when I first got the parcel and I held my manuscript in my hands physically for the first time ever. Guys, I literally just got back into my room. So like, I have a parcel. I'm filming on my laptop because I couldn't even like wait to like set up. Like, I just opened the laptop and I'm here to show you because I was gonna wait until tomorrow so I have good lighting, but I can't wait until tomorrow, so I'm opening it right now. This is the physical copy of my book. Please wait. It smells like fresh books. Shout out to Alice Blue. She's also an author, but she draws as well because she drew the covers for me. Thank you, Alice, because this is crazy. I really regret not formatting the book. Oh my gosh. I really regret not formatting the book because it's literally like, it's like this. It's like this. Like, this formatting is disgusting. In fact, it's not even formatted. It's just, it's double spaced for starters. It's double spaced. There's these fat gaps at the bottom of each page. But like, this is my book. And also the font is Arial font. Like, I don't know what I was thinking. I really don't know what I was thinking. Like, I didn't think about font. I didn't think about, but I was like, this is fine because it's good to edit with, you know, the double spacing. But like, ew, even like the start of each chapter with just like the chapter 20. Ew. Like, who let me do that? Who let me do that? This is the book. Like, this is like mine. Like, I wrote this. Like, these are my characters. The third draft. Printed in Great Britain. And it smells like new books. This is mine. Wow. Wow. I ordered one for myself and then I ordered one for my cousin as well. So I'm gonna write her a little note in here. Even though, like, where we stand now, see, I've been putting off printing this for so long because I changed it. Like, every single time I do a new draft, so much changes, and I've just sent this off to beta readers. I'm gonna tell you guys more about it tomorrow, so like when I film properly tomorrow. But I've just sent it off to beta readers and an editor, and my editor got back to me. I'm saying my editor as if like I hired her. Like, Jada literally messaged me on TikTok and asked to edit the book, like after seeing like me posting about it. So thank you so much, Jada, because she did it completely for free out of her free time and did it in like 4 days. Like, she asked me for a month and she did it in 4 days. So like, literally love you. But yeah, I already know I'm adding in like at least 3 more chapters to this book, so it's gonna change, but it's just so cool having a physical copy of it. I wish, no, I can't lie, I wish I had formatted it. I wish I had formatted it because then it would feel more like a book. Like, right now I'm just like, what the flip is this? That's enough footage for this. Oh, what are you reading? Oh yeah, just my book. Oh, what are you flicking through? Oh, just my book. Just to be very clear, Hadrian, East Asian, not white. Not there's anything against white people. It's just that it's just he looks white in this cover, but he's not.
he's East Asian. So just thought I'd make that very clear.
So here it is. So as you can see, I've been making loads and loads of notes based off all my beta reader feedback. I sent it to 6 beta readers, but they've all kind of been doing a little bit of editing here and there. Like, I did have one editor who was actually like doing grammar things and also like structural, like developmental things, but most of my beta readers did both jobs for me. I'm so grateful for you guys. Like, honestly, you don't even understand, because they did this all for free, mind you, and yeah, I love you guys. Let me read you out. This is my favorite piece of beta reader feedback that I got. So she said that she wrote this review straight after she read the book, and I'm gonna cut out things that are spoilers when I read it, but I'm just gonna read it all the way through, and editing me will have to figure this out. I'm already emotional. Wow, just wow. Sorry. Wow, just wow. I really needed a moment to compose myself after the ending. I'm not ashamed to say I did shed a few tears. Loads of people said they shed tears. Like, I wasn't expecting people to be like, I'm not gonna lie, when I was writing the ending chapter, I was crying whilst I was writing it, because I don't know, like, I think I just wanted to pour like all of my emotions that I felt in similar situations into that last chapter, so that it would feel as real as possible. But I didn't expect people to cry, and people kept telling me they were crying like multiple times throughout the book, and I was just like, do you know how important that is? Like, do you know how much that means to me? They'll never know how much it means. Like, it's one thing to resonate with a character and connect to a character, but to actually cry when you're reading is like anyway, where do I even start? I loved this story. To me, this story is so much more than just a book. It carries with it feelings of love and nostalgia. I think we all dreamed of having a high school sweetheart, and even though that was something I never experienced, I really saw it through the lens of Kai. Love really is a double-edged sword, and this story captured exactly that. You painted her perspective beautifully. From the silly teenage antics to the serious bullying, you captured it all. In less than 350 pages, you've managed to make me fall in love with these characters. I cannot guarantee I will remember this story in vivid detail in 10 years, but I will never forget the way it made me feel. I love reading soft romances in winter, and can I just say you did not disappoint? These words manifested themselves into a beautiful story. I could see it unfolding before my very eyes. This story took me through a whirlwind of emotions. I felt like I was right there with Kai, experiencing everything with her. You really captured the essence of what a teenage experience is. Like, yes, we were all young and dreamed of having a romance like the movies, but unfortunately it doesn't turn out that way. Just as every cloud has a silver lining, the heartbreak always makes us stronger. That was a spoiler! My bad. But she didn't expect the plot to twist. You executed it beautifully. I was at the edge of my seat the whole time. You brought up important but sensitive themes such as sexual harassment, and I cannot help but applaud you for the way you wrote with such grace. You gave the reader the right idea without being overly explicit. I think the reason I find this story so beautiful is because it's so realistic. Sorry, I just realised I'm wearing my necklace backwards and I got distracted, my bad. You captured the essence of the teenage experience, from bullying to heartbreak to romance. You captured every teenage girl's dream in a realistic light. I think we all wish we could be swept off our feet and live blissfully, but the truth is the feeling is very short-lived. When I read the first chapter, I presumed that Haid was the tide, and the title was alluding to the fact that he may leave, but he will come back. However, after finishing the book, I suppose you could interpret that as many things. Just like the heartbreak that Kai promised herself she wouldn't experience again, it came back. The truth of Hadrian's life also came back. There's so many other examples, and it left me reflecting on my own life. I could not have thought of a better conclusion to this beautiful story. A well-deserved 6-star read. I cannot believe I am one of the few people in the world who got to read this, and I can't wait for others to appreciate and adore this book as much as I did. Thank you, Kay, for giving me this opportunity. You created a story I will carry with me for the rest of my life. I'm not gonna cry because this is like the 3rd time I've read this review, and crying right now is like, get a grip. But the first time I read this, mate, I was shedding tears. My gosh. Let's read some more feedback. Obviously, on the documents, they all, like, every beta reader gave me inline comments. One of my beta readers gave me like a 6-page essay of feedback, basically. Not essay, because it was split up into different sections. Obviously, every beta reader gave me loads of like not negative, but like constructive feedback as well. But I'm just reading you the good stuff because, like, why would I read you the bad stuff? Because I'm gonna fix that, so it won't even exist, so you'll never have to know about it. But like, things that did come up that were bad, things like pacing at the beginning of the book, which I was very aware of because I started writing the book when I was 16, finished writing it when I was 19, so obviously I became a much better writer. Most of the things I rewrote anyway, but because I was rewriting based off what I had given myself when I was 16, it was still really, really difficult. So now I'm really just scrapping things and just completely rewriting, like not even rewriting, just writing it completely new. Here is what James liked. Obviously I'm gonna miss out spoilers. James says, I absolutely love how you wrote Finn. Like sometimes he seems very likable even when you know he's not, and I just love how realistic he is. Like I hate him so much. Well done. And that's exactly what I want from Finn. You're meant to hate his guts. So I love that. Adrian, I don't really need to say more, but I will. He is one of my favorite book boyfriends ever. I think he's 4th on my list, which is very good. I just love how you wrote his character. And also James, I loved James's document when they gave me back inline comments, because they highlighted so much, like so much, that it was like because obviously in my document, I've been compiling and mixing all of my beta readers' feedback into like what I'm going to change, like things that I'm changing, but also I've been highlighting things that people really liked. I think that page was a spoiler. But let me go somewhere a bit earlier. Oh, for example, this chapter I'm actually getting rid of, but I've highlighted lines that like people liked or people resonated with. So if I do want to keep those things, I know like what I'm going to keep, if that makes sense. For a second or two, I felt like a logo piece is one of my favorite sentences ever. I will cry if this isn't in the final draft. I love it. Okay, there's this one part, which is a spoiler, but there's this one part of the book where like there's just one line of dialogue where, actually I can tell you the line of dialogue because you're not gonna understand. So there's this one line of dialogue where Hadrian says, "Hi Kailani," and James thought that the book was just gonna end there and I was just gonna give you like one long cliffhanger and not really like end the story properly, like a Holly Jackson type of vibe. And when I read that, I was like, that would be so cool. Like that would be so cool if I did that. It would be cruel and I wouldn't, but that would be really cool. The story has to end properly, like I couldn't have left it there, but that would have been like amazing. I am kind of thinking of making this book a series. Like I'm thinking of making it a duology, maybe a trilogy, I don't know. Because it's not like fantasy, and because it's following like one character, it's not like it's gonna be like a series where we're following multiple characters. I don't know if it needs to be a series. Definitely does need a second book, and there definitely will be a second book. I don't know if I can say that, but because I have no management, it doesn't matter. James also said, James was saying that they mainly read like mythology. I think they said Greek mythology, I don't remember. Historical fiction, things like that. I think. This was a thing that they put on their Instagram. Also I love James because James was like consistently posting on their Instagram about this book and like messaging me and stuff, and it was just so cool to like be with them whilst they were reading this book. Like anyway, but they said, I'm not usually a romance reader, but oh my gosh, this changed my perspective on romance. I loved it. I cried at multiple parts. I would have cried at the end if my headphones weren't playing Pink Pony Club by Chaperone. The ending was so scrumptious. I love this book and I'll probably love any others you've written. You're such a good writer. Thank you, thank you, thank you. The highlighting, when I tell you, like you can see it a bit here, but James was going crazy with the highlights, going absolutely crazy, and I loved it because they even color coded the highlights, like things that were funny, sad, relatable, things that like were romantic and loved and made them giggle and kick their feet. Like, thank you, I love that. It was very, very helpful for me. All of my beta readers' feedback was so useful and so helpful. I'm not going to read all of them because I don't want to bore you guys. Veranda sent me, first of all, Veranda's writing her own novel. She's writing her own romance novel, which I'm so excited to read. So getting her feedback was very helpful as like someone who's a fellow author going through the same things as I am. But she literally wrote me like 6 pages of feedback. I love you, Veranda. So yeah, she gave me literally like a page of things that like she didn't like or she thought I could change, and then like 2 pages of things she loved, which is just amazing. Thank you very much. She says she loved how I portrayed a black female main character, and Sydney, another one of my beta readers, said the same thing, how she felt that like she really understood and felt Kai's voice and related to Kai's voice and like got Kai's voice, which was really nice to hear. And V said sometimes there's a weird inclination writers get to make black main characters overly black. It's refreshing to read about our experience in love without the weight or the caricature. I adored seeing the world through Kai's eyes. She's sweet and funny and has the perfect amount of sass and wit. She's so incredibly charming, and I never questioned why everyone clearly adored her. Thank you. She said she loved Hadrian. In the beginning, she couldn't quite nail down his personality, and that's one of the things I'm actually working on, Hadrian's personality, because to be honest with you, I couldn't nail down his personality for you either, and I'm the one who created him. I feel like he's trying to be too many things at once, and I need to pick one or at least a few so that it makes sense for him. She was surprised to realize that he was a nerd who liked to read and the kind of books he was reading. Oh my gosh. So I just ran out of storage and I didn't know that I ran out of storage, so the rest of the video is gone, the rest of the video is nowhere to be found. But you guys kind of get the general gist. I loved all of my base readers, every single one of them. I'm gonna put your names on the screen because like you don't even understand how much I appreciate you. But I am gonna end the video here. I would refilm, but I don't even know like where I last got up to, and I don't really want to say it again. Like, you know when you've said something, so now the rest of like if you repeat it, it will just all be inauthentic. I don't really want to do that. But that is the end of this video. If you've made it this far, comment down below the pen emoji, and also if you're a writer, tell me about your work in progress. Tell me about the editing process. How is it going? How do you do it? Have you got base readers to read your book? If you have, how was that? Like, how did that go? I actually want to know, because for me it was really daunting. It was actually really scary. So don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe down below, and also sign up to my newsletter down below in the link in the description whilst you're there. It's basically this YouTube channel but in little newsletter blog post forms that I send out weekly, and it's completely free. I'll see you guys next week for a brand new video. Bye!